This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We are in a weather alert this evening. Our Weather First team tracking some widespread rain expected to last through the overnight hours. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. This is our first measurable rainfall in a while. It could make roads a little slick if you're out driving. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo for the latest on this, Jim.
Yeah, you know, we haven't had rain this entire month of November. I mean, maybe limited rain a few days ago, but now it's widespread and it's definitely measuring up here. So we're looking at this on the Doppler weather radar, and as we zoom in a little bit closer to the metro, and you can see anywhere from Interstate 44 through 4064 and also Interstate 70, all a good soaking rain now, even down around Farmington and Prairie du Rocher also getting some of that rain. So this is what it looks like on the Skycam in Chesterfield, and 4064 rolling around very nicely, but it's very wet. And of course, let's check out the futurecast here. That rain stays with us through the evening hours and probably through the 10 o'clock. And the reason why the roads are so slick, we haven't had a lot of rain, so that oil and grease buildup has been an issue. So it makes it even extra slick. Also a breezy east wind at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll talk about not only this low pressure that's moving through here tonight, but what happens as we get into Thanksgiving. More on that in just a few minutes.
And our Weather First team keeps their forecast updated online. For that information at any time, just text the word weather to 314-425-5355.
Now to a developing story in North St. Louis County. A 72-year-old woman lost her leg after an accused drunk driver slammed into her.
Marcella Wilson is in the hospital right now as doctors work to save her other leg. Our Justina Cornell joins us live outside Barnes Jewish Hospital. Justina.
Yeah, Wilson's daughter tells me her mom is recovering right now at BJC, and she said she's talked to her mom and she's in good spirits and putting up a fight. Now, this all happened Saturday morning. Marcella Wilson was at her daughter's house on Barron Drive in North St. Louis County. She was standing at the trunk of her car organizing items for an upcoming baby shower. Police say 33-year-old Otis Goff came around the corner, hit Wilson, and pinned her between both cars. Now, Goff drove away from the scene, and police say he was arrested a few miles away at his home in the Beverly Hills neighborhood. Now, when police arrived, they say Goff was drunk and the car had a broken windshield and blood on the front.
We need some justice. We needed justice because he just hit her and left her laying in the street. She's going to fight, but it's not over yet because now we need to get justice for our mama.
Children in the car when this all happened, and even at the scene of the crash. Now Goff is in jail being held under $50,000 cash bond. Reporting in the Central West End, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
And we apologize for those audio errors. Right now, Illinois State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting. It happened last night in Carlinville, about an hour north of St. Louis. An officer pulled over a driver in a stolen vehicle at the Carlinville Area Hospital. Police say the driver pointed a gun at the officer. That's when police say the officer fired his gun, hitting the driver. The officer was not hurt. The driver is now in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. No names have been released.
St. Louis could soon allow corrections officers to file anonymous complaints at the city jail.
The expanded grievance process comes after a string of deaths, overdoses, and riots inside the City Justice Center. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has more on those new changes. Mark?
Mike and Kelly, it's 212 pages. It sits on Mayor Tashara Jones' desk right now. She says she will sign it, but it was quite the fight to wrestle even this degree of reform across the finish line to shine this brighter light of transparency on a city of shadows. Soon, jail guards can file a complaint anonymously. But that complaint can only help the Detention Facilities Oversight Board corroborate a complaint to build their case. It can't be their whole case in itself. Still, that opens up a bit of a wider hose for complaints to start to trickle into this panel of jail monitors. Once those complaints arrive, the Oversight Board has a new city lawyer, an internal special counsel dedicated to handling these cases, and they can push the city councilor to allow them an outside attorney too, but she still gets to select the list of attorneys they pick from, and she has a kill switch to shut that down. Reformers say even this is a half step closer to independent oversight.
Will this board ever be independent? No. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen as long as this administration and the city attorney is concerned more about litigation than constitutional rights.
You might recognize him. That's influential activist Reverend Darrell Gray, the chair of the Detention Facilities Oversight Board, and he had some strong words for Mayor Jones, calling on her to fire the city's jail director. He explains why tonight at 6.
Mark, thanks. Today, the United Auto Workers Union said its deal with all 3 automakers is now official. Workers went on strike back in September against Ford, Stellantis, and General Motors. The union says 64% of workers voted to accept the deals. They will get cost of living adjustments, pay increases, and other benefits. Some workers had voted against it, including the GM plant in Wentzville, but the contracts become official since the majority voted for them. The contracts expire in 2028.
Israel is close to a deal with Hamas to release more than 200 hostages. Israel has been targeting Gaza since a surprise attack from the militant group on October 7th. Israel says the attack will not stop until Hamas releases the hostages. Israel believes they are in underground tunnels beneath Gaza's largest hospital. The negotiations are mediated by the U.S. and Qatar, although nothing is yet official. Tonight, a St. Louis County native is sharing the story of his son, who is fighting right now for the Israeli Defense Force. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay spoke with the dad, who lives in Israel now.
Mike Greenwald was born in St. Louis and grew up in University City. But for the past 16 years, he's lived in Israel with his wife and 4 children. Now his 21-year-old son is fighting on the front lines.
Greenwald says his son, Tawny, has been with the IDF for a year now. Since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, the 21-year-old has been fighting in the commando unit as a sniper. Greenwald says his son has seen things at his age he never should see in his lifetime. He tells me as a father of an IDF soldier, every day feels like he's walking on eggshells.
We're scared. We're doing a lot of prayer, but he's a hero, and they all are. All the IDF, they're heroes. What they've gone through, what these boys are going through, what they're putting their lives on the line to defend our little country, our country made up of 7-8 million people, and they're so determined.
Greenwald told me he appreciates everyone in the United States for their support. He's asking people to keep Israel and everyone involved in this tragic war in your thoughts and prayers.
A mystery illness is making dogs sick across the country. The symptoms pet owners should look out for.
Turkey Day travel, what you need to know before you take off to your holiday destination.
The IRS announces a new income tax bracket as our Verify team finds out it could cost you less money.